Good afternoon, my friends. This afternoon I'm in a rather exotic area of Said Hamdine, a lesser known area. I've just left my friend's garage after I had my back brakes checked. There is an elementary school here and there is a hotel somewhere here too. There is a no entry sign over there, which means that I'm going to take the right just like this black car has done. And I'm going to drive to Madania, I guess, to grab a sandwich. Late afternoon snack before dinner. I wonder how long it's going to take me. And I can see the Binaklun highway from here, right behind those palm trees. Down the road over there, and I can see that that traffic is fluid there. I can see cars moving in both directions, from left to right and from right to left. But before I reach that road, I've got to drive down this alley and then turn left and then take a right, and I am done. Lots of people are now leaving all these neighborhoods after work. It's 4:40. I'm in the middle of rush hour. You know, this is the worst time during rush hour, and I'm going to try and drive from this area to Madania, just to try and grab a sandwich in the late afternoon after a long day of work. The problem here is that this is the only way out, and I had no idea that the traffic goes in both directions in this street. On this street, that building in front of us is the head office of the National Agency for the Development and Improvement of Housing. Although it's just a short traffic jam, you'd get impatient when you are stuck in a place like this. We shouldn't block traffic here. Yes, I've just extracted myself from that area. Now I'm driving onto Said Hamdine, onto the Binaklun highway. The Binaklun Darlbida highway, or National Highway 5. Sure enough, traffic is fluid, despite the fact that we're in the worst time of rush hour. Now, if you want to go to Lida, you've got to take the right. Over there, there is a right exit over there on the right, and you will be on the road to Blida, National Highway 1. Just look at the traffic on the other carriageway on the left. All those are cars and vehicles driving to the west of Algiers, to the western suburbs of Algiers, like Ain al-Binyan and Shiraga and Dil Ibrahim. and also lead fate. It's going to take them a long time to get to their destinations. You could spend there, could easily spend there an hour stuck in traffic. And if I had to commute on this road, then I'd do my best to avoid traffic jams. I have merged into the right lane because I'll be taking the next exit, the Garrity exit here on the right. So it's been much easier than I thought. I was initially very worried about rush hour traffic. Central Algiers and Housinde. In fact, this is the Lizamasser connecting road, Benetton Lizamasser, and it connects the highway we have just left, National Highway 5 or the Benaknon motorway, to National Highway 11 or the Northern Bypass motorway, La Rocade Nord. So it connects La Rocade Sud to La Rocade Nord. I took a look on my left to that carriageway of Benaknon, the right side carriageway of Benaknon, and yes, the area is crippled with traffic. I wouldn't like to be there right now. I already drove that road during rush hour to go to my in-laws' place in Benian, and believe me, I spent between an hour. I would spend whenever I drive it during rush hour. I would spend between an hour and a half, stuck in traffic, and I never liked the experience. Never. You would watch a full movie from the beginning to the end on your way there via the Benaknon motorway during rush hour. It's very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. Listen to the radio, listen to YouTube videos, or even listen to your favorite podcasts. Nothing would relieve you from the stress that you might experience when you are driving on the Benaknon motorway during rush hour. It's it begins from here on the left. You can see the carriageway here on the left, here on the Lizamasser road is already cramped with traffic. It's just simply unbearable. It's unbearable to say the least. Older Cuba is on the right, View Cuba. There is a teacher's graduate school there. There is another one in Madania, INS, École Normale Supérieure. So all the alleys leading to central Algiers are fluid now, whereas all the alleys leading out of Algiers are congested. And the reason is that during the afternoon rush hour, people are leaving Algiers and driving back to their suburbs. I myself am going to move to a suburb, to Madania, one of the southern, one of the southwesternmost suburbs of Algiers. This is where the province of Algiers basically ends. And I wonder whether I'm going to like it, living there or not. Being a guy who was born and raised in central Algiers, then moved to eastern Algiers, to a rather good neighborhood in eastern Algiers. So I've always lived in a house and not in an apartment. Now I will be living in an apartment. I visit that apartment from time to time, but I haven't started the improvement works in order to, all the decoration works in order to prepare the apartment. Ouch! I missed the turn here. I should have taken the entry on the right, but now I'm driving towards Cuba instead. And now I have to quickly figure out a way to solve, to fix my error, because I should have taken that exit on the right. That would have taken me to that would take me to the Nizam Nasser apartment complex, and the Nizam Nasser underpass, but I missed it. And now I'm going to fix it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this entry here that leads to Zapata Square, Central Algiers entry. It will lead me to Zapata Square, and from there I'm going to return to, or rejoin again, the Nizam Nasser connecting road. Then this time I'm going to take another exit that will lead me to the Nizam Nasser apartment complex and and the underpass, the Nizam Nasser underpass, that will lead me straight to the area of Madania. So this is Zapata Square with a bust of Emiliano Zapata, paying homage to Emiliano Zapata, a hero of Mexico who led the revolution in the early 20th century. let's rejoin the Lisanaser connecting road, pénétrons Lisanaser, then drive back to the area of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Lisanaser apartment complex. If you want to go to Le Fusil, you take the right, but even the road on the right will lead you to El Madania. However, I'm not going to take it because there is infernal traffic at the crossroads, at the Le Fusil crossroads. There is a bus here on the right. I'm going to overtake it, then merge back into the right lane. There is a person in the distance trying to cross the road. It's very, very dangerous. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. It's very dangerous to cross this road, guys. I know that there are no footbridges here, not a single one. Oh, there is one down there near the psychiatric hospital, but it's far from here. And now I am taking the entry that leads to the Lisanaser apartment complex and the Lisanaser underpass. And all around us we can see all these green trees and the grass, the beautiful grass. It's almost spring here in Algiers. And of course Algiers has this beautiful Mediterranean climate. Mild winters and now hot summers, and of course beautiful springs. And this is the Lisanaser underpass near the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I'm driving on the Ullman Street here, Khalifa Ullman Street, which is a shortcut between the area of Cuba and the area of Madania. Now this street is experiencing heavy traffic too. Just look ahead of us over there. We've got to slow down, take it easy here. Let's see. So I'm going to drive through this traffic jam and then get to a place where I can turn around. Then from there on, I'll drive down a road that will lead me straight to El Madania. There is a cemetery here on the left, and the Bois des Arcades, or the Arcades Wood, is here on the right. This is the forest of the Riyad al-Fatah complex. Riyad al-Fatah is this area where the Martyrs Memorial is located, and the memorial is over there, peeking from behind those trees. And this is an area where a lot of people come in order to have fun. There is a mall on the left. There are two museums: the Museum of the Army and the Museum of the Mujahid, or the Museum of the Liberation War. And there is this forest here on the right, and there is a huge esplanade, and there's also a balcony, if you will, at the foot of that memorial, from where you can see the Bay of Algiers and take pictures. As kids, we used to come to this forest. I mean, we used it as a shortcut. We used to come on foot from our neighborhood to this place. It only took us an hour to walk here, and then we would use this wood as a shortcut to enter the memorial area. And then we loved. It was back in the 1980s 1980s and 1990s, in the early 1990s. We loved visiting the mall here on the left, the Riyadh Al Fath Mall. The stores there sold expensive things, and we just enjoyed watching them, you know. We hardly purchased anything from here. Once I liked the book about animals, but it was too expensive for me. I was only in middle school and I couldn't get the money in order to buy it. Besides, it was a relatively small book. It didn't deserve that price. It was too expensive. But what I remember I bought from here was a big map of Algeria. Yes, there was that bookstore here that still exists, and it sold the big map of Algeria, and I was fascinated by the map. They sold it at 300 dinars. It was expensive, relatively expensive for a map back then, but I collected the money and I came here and I bought it. The map is still in my home, and I still like having a look at it. All right, let's go now. I just keep it as a memory from of the times when I was a kid and I was very interested in geography, you know, in the geography of Algeria. And okay, now we have just freed ourselves from that traffic jam. Le Fusil is on the left, and El Madania is on the right. And this is the Mohammed bin Qasmi Street, which becomes the Bouadou Brothers Street further away. So it's basically the same street with two different names, and it's a long road that links Les Fusillés, the Les Fusillés Square or Wissou, to Bermond-Adres. And I can't believe that there is a traffic jam that starts from here and goes all the way to Bermond-Adres. These traffic jams are getting worse and worse these days. We're in 2023, and I really think that the Algiers authorities have got to find a radical solution to these traffic jams, because if it continues like this, our roads are just not big enough to contain all the traffic. There are multiple hotspots for traffic jams here in Algiers, and well, I think that people need to be encouraged to take public transport, and also the public transport system needs to be significantly improved. We need to have more cableway lines and more reliable cableway lines. We need to have more streetcar lines and subway lines and train lines, and of course bus lines, and undoubtedly many more taxis than we have today. And now I've just entered El Madania via the Bouadou Brothers Avenue. I'm testing my brakes here, by the way, my back brakes, and they seem to be working just fine. I've just had them checked again by my friend in his garage. They seem to be just fine. So what I'm going to do is return to that technical control garage in order to get my reservation cleared and get a year-long technical control certificate valid for a whole year, instead of just this temporarily valid technical control certificate. And of course, you can't drive your car here in Algeria without a valid technical control certificate. If your car is more than 2 years old, then you'll have to go and get it checked in a technical control garage approved by the government. Alright guys, so that was me driving from Said Hamdine to Madania in order to try and grab a late afternoon sandwich here before dinner. I hope that you liked this video, found it interesting. If you did, give it a thumbs up, but don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications button in order to receive more notifications on my future videos. Take care of yourselves, drive safely, visit Algiers, visit all of Algeria, and goodbye.